everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jessica if you are. This is my deck of panning update for the month of September, and I'm so excited to be sitting down and filming a video today. It's a beautiful Saturday. I have the house to myself. I have some nice time to relax and recharge and catch up with one of my favorite projects. If deck of panning is brand new to you, I will link the creator Emily and Max down below in my description box and up here in the cards. She came up with this project, was inspired by another YouTuber, booktuber, Books with Maddie, to involve a deck of cards into a fun little game of using your beauty items and makeup items, and I just love it so much. I'll also link her introduction video for each year so you can get all the details for the rules and stuff there. And if you want to participate in deck of panning, I will link Emily's little spreadsheet that she shares with all of us down below, and you can get into it maybe this month or next year, anytime really you can jump in. It's really fun. So I have my deck of cards ready to go. Little Grogu is in his pod ready to take off into this video. I'm rocking the most fall look I could possibly come up with today. I tried to use a lot of my Pan Those eyeshadow shades as well as shades from my Pan That palette. So this is the look I came up with for this video. Put on a nice fall lip that I of course am panning in another project, and I feel like this look is very 2016. What do you think? It's kind of a lot. It's a little over the top. I don't hate it. I mean, for a video, pretty, right? I don't know if I would love to wear this out for the day. I just feel like it's a lot, but I am a lot. So what else is new? But yeah, I'm really getting 2016 vibes, like 2015, the heavy eyeshadow, heavy liner. We like to have fun with makeup around here. Even if it is giving 2016, it still has really nice fall vibes, and that's what I was going for. So let me know if I've accomplished that, because we are finally getting into the cooler weather and I'm very excited about it. So enough talk about the weather. Let's talk about deck of panning. I have 5 items to update you on, and let's jump right in. I have a long haul item in the project this year, and that is one of my Hourglass Ambient Lighting bronzers, or something like that. There's a lot of words in these names of these products, but this one is Radiant Bronze Light. I've had this for years, and this came in for a King of Spades, which is something that already has pan on it. I brought this in with the intention to just use it as much as I possibly could this year and see how far I can go, but now I'm getting pretty close. I think I might be able to finish it. So that's kind of my new goal for this item. So here's what this bronzer was looking like when I first brought it into the project in January. It had just a little bit of pan right there in the center, and it's been so fun to watch this pan expand over the past several months. I've been reaching for this bronzer every single day since I brought it into the project. I would say, at least 99% of the days that I'm wearing makeup, and it's just such a beautiful formula. I really do love a shimmery bronzer. I feel like I can be a little more heavy-handed with them without it looking super heavy on the skin. And I just love Hourglass bronzers in general. They've been some of my favorite powders to wear on my face for several years now. Here's what this bronzer was looking like last month. You can see we had a nice big pan going on it. And in the past month, I've been focusing on this upper left-hand corner, and here's what the bronzer is looking like today. And you can see that that corner I've been focusing on is almost gone, but we still have quite a bit in the remaining 3 corners, but we're getting very close to side pans on those other 2 sides. And I'm going to continue wearing this like I have been, and I think I should be able to finish it or get very, very close to finishing it by December 20th when we wrap up this project. If I focus on a different corner each of the 3 months that I have left, I think I should get a nice result. And how happy would I be to share a nice empty waffle pan from an Hourglass bronzer with you by the end of this year? I think that would be a really big accomplishment as far as makeup panning goes, and would make me feel very excited. I reached for this 23 times last month, and in total for this project, I've used it 189 times, which is definitely a lot, and I love that big number, and I love this big pan. So that is the first item. I knew it would be with me till the end of the year, so we have 3 more months to look forward to of sharing this nice pan and watching it get smaller and smaller and smaller. Such a satisfying thing to see for my fellow makeup lovers and panners out there. This next item came into the project in July, and it was for the prompt eyeshadow. I am already working on so many eyeshadows, and especially at that time was a little overwhelmed with working on my Pan That palette alongside my deck of panning, alongside my Project Level Up, alongside my Pan Those eyeshadows. So all the eyeshadow panning can get a little overwhelming sometimes. So when I got the prompt eyeshadow, I wasn't very excited about it, but I decided to make it work in my own way, and I did that by bringing in an eyeshadow pencil. So something I could wear underneath my other eyeshadows and alongside the eyeshadows I'm panning and not worry about hitting pan on it. So this one is from NYX. It is the shade Rocky Mountain Green, and it's a beautiful metallic green color. And this is something that's just been neglected in my collection for so many years, and I just hold on to it for the time that I might want to wear a green look. I might want to reach for it, and those times do come. It needs a good sharpen at this point. My goal was to reach for this 5 times. I reached for it 4 times in the first first month, and in the past additional month, I was able to reach for it that last time, making for 5 uses, hitting my goal. And here is the product today. And it looks really gross in the top of the pencil. And that's because it's a very soft formula. And I have been applying it with a liner brush to really get it precisely on my lower lash line. That has worked beautifully, but it just makes for a very ugly pencil to show you for this update. I could have sharpened it for you. I didn't. Also, the cap is broken and that's kind of a bummer. But I thought about decluttering this item. I really wanted to bring it into a project so I could see if I liked it, see if it still had a place in my collection. I'm definitely not reaching for eyeshadow sticks on a daily basis, definitely not green ones. I recently decluttered the Ice Mocha version of this pencil because I was trying to wear it all over my lid and it creased so badly. And I guess I could have kept it for a liner, but I didn't. But this one I think is going to be a different story. I just love how beautiful this green shade is. I love that it's a nice, bold statement for when I do want to go there with green. And I don't have anything else like that really in my collection. So I am going to keep this around. I am going to give it a good sharpen, maybe try and find a replacement cap for it in another product that I'm using up or finishing. You know, could happen. I just kind of enjoy it for a little bit longer. My main motivation in decluttering it would just be to reduce my inventory, but that's really not necessary. I've already reduced my inventory in so many other areas, and it's not like this thing takes up a lot of space, so it's just kind of nice to have fun stuff like this in your collection for when you do want to have those more colorful, playful looks. So I'm going to keep it around. It's a beautiful shade. When I top it with an eyeshadow, it especially wears nicely, and I've had a lot of fun creating some green looks over the past several weeks with this pencil. So it's gonna stick around. It's going back into my makeup collection, but it is rolling out of this project. Last month, I drew a black jack. It was the Jack of Clubs, and that is for a powder item. So I decided to reach for this Franken blush that's inside of this Charlotte Tilbury powder packaging that I've kept for several years. I just love this component. So I reused it for several different items that I'm painting over the years, and I love having it around for that. So inside of this compact is 2 separate Hourglass blushes that shattered and broke last year in Vegas, as things tend to do, but I pressed them together in this compact, and it creates, you know, it's from 2 blushes pressed together, but one of the shades was a very light nude color. One of them was a very light pink color. So when I put them together, you get this very light nude pink, and it really functions for me as a highlighter or a blush topper. I could use this as a blush if I wanted a very, very subtle blush look, but yeah, did you confuse me for a subtle person? Because that is far from the truth. So I love using this as my highlighter. My goal for this is to hit pan, and we are not there yet, as you can tell, but I will show you the before and after from last month to this month. When I first brought it in, it was pretty flat on the top there. Once I pressed those broken blushes into this compact, I really didn't use it much after that. And here's what it's looking like today after 23 uses. And I don't think you're going to see much of a difference, maybe just in like the surface of the product where like little air bubbles have shown up from me reaching for that top layer. And it's going to be fun to just watch this one develop. This is a pretty shallow pan from what I remember. I remember hitting pan in my Charlotte Tilbury powder and being very surprised by it. I didn't see it coming because it is so shallow. So who knows, maybe I will be surprised again with this highlighter blush topper, and I really been enjoying it. It's a beautiful, nice, just glow to the skin, not overpowering, very subtle highlight, and that's really the highlight that I tend to prefer these days. So loving getting used on this. I'm so happy that I was able to rescue those blushes and still use and enjoy them. Again, I just love Hourglass, and especially their blushes. Their blushes are some of my favorite blushes in my collection, and it's great that I get to use this one and salvage it after that disaster in Vegas. We've all had nights like that in Vegas though, right? Last month, I drew a red queen, which is pick your space, and I decided to pick the space color generator because I had never had that prompt before, and I think it's just really fun and a great way to randomize something from your collection. So I went to that color generator and I generated the shade Pure Orange, which I didn't take a screenshot of. I can't really display it for you now, but it was a very bright, pure orange color. I feel like the description is in the name. So I had a lot of fun rifling through my collection and finding orange things. I'm a big fan of the color orange. I love an orange lipstick, like a bright, bold orange lip. One of my favorites with like a simple liner, maybe a little bit of like glitter in the eye. I think it's gorgeous. So I could have done that, but I felt like the time of year just wasn't quite right. So I wanted to go with something a little bit more fall leaning. So I decided to bring in this bright orange blush. This is a shade from NYX. Back in the day when they had that black square packaging, I think there might have been like studs on it or something like that. I depotted this, as you can tell, but they have discontinued these blushes quite a while ago. I love that I have this in my collection. I keep it in my collection because it is so unique from other shades that I have. And it's something that just sits around. It doesn't get a lot of use, so I was excited to bring this in. My goal for this blush was to use it 10 times. And also, is there a more pure orange color blush out there? I mean, probably, but I think this is a really good example of that color. My goal for this blush was to wear it 10 times. Here's what it was looking like last month when I first brought it in. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know if I took any footage last month because I didn't hope to make any big significant change in this blush, but I do know that I've used it 4 times and I have 6 more uses to go. I have it on as my blush today. I have to be so careful with this blush. It is pigmented, and there has definitely been 1 or maybe even 2 days where I wore this to work. And then I went and looked at myself in the mirror in the fluorescent bathroom and was like, whoa, like that is some orange blush. So, you know, maybe I looked a little bit like a clown walking around. I'm a little embarrassed to say, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's just makeup, and everyone knows that I love wearing makeup, so they're just used to seeing me like that anyways. But it's just a reminder to go in so carefully when I reach for this blush. I used it today with a stipple brush. I dipped it in maybe 1 light time, maybe 2, and then tapped it off and then went in with a very, very, very light hand. And I feel like it still is a pretty bold blush. It's actually reading a lot more muted on the camera, so that's good. You feel like you can just get a very subtle orange glow. But you know what? When you're going orange, like maybe you should just go for orange. And with that said, I'm going to put a little bit more on because I feel like it really doesn't show up that much in the video. All right, now we have some blush we can see on camera. Okay, there, see, I like it more. More is more. Not all the time for blush though, that's for sure. So I've been keeping this in this little Z palette, and that's where it will stay in this project for 6 more uses. I think I can definitely do that by next month and roll it out. And the last item in this project right now is a lipstick from Makeup Revolution, or maybe it's just Revolution. It says Revolution Beauty Incorporated. Is that the same thing as Makeup Revolution? Is it like a little sub brand from Makeup Revolution? If you know, let me know in the comments because I'm a little confused, but it says Revolution Makeup Incorporated on the bottom and Revolution on the component. By the way, I really like this packaging. I think it's really pretty and it feels nice on the hand. However, the lid, there's a little snap lid enclosure, and it is very easily knocked off when this is in my purse, and I don't think that should be happening. But all that said, I have been loving this lipstick. This came into the project for the prompt Warm Toned, and this is the shade Rebel Rust, and it's like a very orangey, reddish nude color, I would say. Like, it's definitely not a nude, but it's not an orange. It's like an orangey terracotta lip. There it is. I love, 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 love this shade. We were just talking about how I love like a bright orange lip. I also love this more like muted orange terracotta lip, especially for this time of year. We are in peak season for a shade like this, and I'm kind of sad I didn't put a higher usage goal on it because I could see myself wearing this for the next couple months and just loving it, and maybe I will, who knows. But I've so far used it 4 times. My goal is 10. I have 6 more uses to go, and I'm very excited for those 6 uses. I have been wearing this to work. It's definitely more of a bold shade for work, but it's just like neutral enough, like neutral colors enough where I feel like if I pair it with a nice, more like subtle eye, it really is quite wearable for a work day. And I have to say that this formula wears beautifully on the lips. It lasts almost all day. I'll put on a single application, and by lunchtime, there's still a lot of lipstick on my mouth, and it still looks really good. And I could go in and like give it a slight touch up, but I don't even need to. It still has that impact on my lips as it did from when I applied it in the morning. So really love this lipstick. I would recommend this formula if it's out there, if it's still for sale. I have no idea. This was gifted to me by Sarah Rose from Sarah Rose Beauty on YouTube. So thank you, Sarah. Thank you for sending me one of my favorite lipsticks. And I'm just so happy this is in my collection, and I didn't have to pay money for it. It was like a hand-me-down from a friend who wasn't going to get use on it, and I hope that she's happy to know that I am getting good use on it. So thank you, Sarah. Someone like send this video to her so she sees it. I don't know if she watches my channel. I don't know. I have no idea, but I watch hers, and thank you for this lipstick, and I'm excited to use it a few more times. I have just the one item rolling out, that eye pencil, and I'm excited to bring one new item in. And I was feeling a little crazy, a little ambitious this morning, and I thought maybe, just maybe, I'll bring in 2 items. I don't need to do that, but there's just a lot of things in my drawers that I want to work on still before this year is over. So I want to find an excuse to bring one of them into the project. So I might be a little biased when I'm selecting my item today for my prompt, but that's what I love about this project, is how flexible it is and how you can really make the prompts work for you and your painting goals. So with all that, let's go ahead and bring in a new card. I'm going to see what that new card is. And if that doesn't allow me to bring in a product, I'm going to draw another card. Okay, I might just do it. Grogu's back. I'm going to do my best to shuffle these awkwardly shaped round cards. And while I'm shuffling and struggling, you can look at the game board for this month. So here is what the face cards are. These ones stay the same from month to month, but the numbered cards change with every month. Emily so lovingly goes in and shuffles them for us on the 10th of each month so that we can all film our updates on or around the 20th. For posting and sharing them. So a really fun little community in this deck of panning world, and I am so honored to be a part of it, and want to just say a quick shout out again to Emily. Thank you for hosting all of it for us. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more shuffle. I'm doing it down low on my computer so I can have some success. Still shitty. Okay, I'm gonna cut the deck right there. Oh, I forgot. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put in the Joker. Okay, that would have been cheating for sure. That's not me, okay? I am not a cheater. Cheaters never win. So let's put that little Joker in there and shuffle it again. Gosh, I was trying to pull one over on you guys. All right, so now I've shuffled them real good. I'm gonna cut the deck right there. You got to see what it was, but I didn't know what it was. And this card on top, that is my card. Let's see what it is. Okay, the 10, gosh. The 10 of spades. All right, let me peek into the game board. The 10 of spades is letter. So I believe I'm gonna have to randomly generate a letter and then pick something that starts with that letter. That is what I am thinking. So that could work. That could work for the plans that I have as far as my panning goals. Okay, I just randomly selected a shade on my iPad and I didn't remember to press record on my camera. So whoopsie-doo. I'm glad that I figured it out when I did. I wasn't going on for too long before I realized that. But luckily for me, I did film a screen recording of myself randomly generating that shade. So I'll go ahead and insert that here. And you can see with this random letter generator that I selected the letter H, the letter H, and I'm very happy about that, H for happy, because the item that I had in mind that I was hoping to bring into this project was none other than Nomad Cosmetics Haunted Europe palette. Hello, oh my gosh, thank you painting gods, they are smiling down on me today. This is such a great palette. It's Halloween, like haunted theme, perfect for this time of year. And it is one of the last, if not the last, eyeshadow palette in my collection that has yet to have a pan on it. So that is my goal for this one. It is to hit pan on one of these shades. Here is what this palette looks like. It is such a gorgeous palette. I think it has so many beautiful fall shades, and I really have not played with it much at all, which is sad to say, which is why I'm so excited to bring it in. I did film a Get Ready With Me using this palette, which I will link right up here in the cards. It didn't get a lot of views, but if you want to see me have fun with this palette, check it out. It's kind of a little bit of a mess. I was just having fun playing with makeup, and I don't love how the look turned out, but that's not what the Get Ready With Me is about. It's more just about hanging out and putting on makeup on camera with my followers. So it definitely has a little bit of use on the shades that I use for that look, which include the Catacombs, Big Bad Wolf, Boogeyman, and Bloody Mary. But other than that, there aren't a lot of shades in here that look very well loved. And I'm so excited to have a pan on this shade and to use it in this fall season. Now, as far as what shade I want to hit pan on, I have no idea as of yet. I think what I'll do with this one is I will do like a Project Level Up version, or I guess would be no pan left behind version, where I'll use every single shade at least one time, and then I'll pick one to hit pan on. I'm looking at it now. One that's kind of jumping out to me is, how do you even say that? Hoya Bachiu Forest. I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to say that I don't know how it is, which is like kind of like a silver taupe shade. I think that'd be really pretty for this time of year and like pretty easy for me to work on and hit pan on. There's a little swatch of it. It would just be a nice little highlight shade. I could wear it on my lid. It's pretty subtle. So that's kind of the one I'm leaning towards now, but we shall see. I'll update you with it next month. I doubt I will have a pan on it in just 1 month, so you'll get to see some progress on this one, and I'll get to enjoy using it for more than just a month, probably at least 2 or maybe even 3. So love that this came in, love that it all worked out. My plan has been successful, and for that reason, I am going to leave my items at just 5. I don't think it's necessary to bring in another card. I have so many other panning goals, and I got the item that I was hoping to get. And not only do I have a palette that starts with the letter H, I also am thinking about focusing on that shade that starts with the letter H, which I will look into and figure out how to pronounce by the next update. If you know, you of course can leave it in the comments. I love when you guys help me out with stuff like that. I think I got blush on my hair. So that is my new item, and that is all for my deck of panning update. I do want to find out where that Jack was just for all of you. So, or I should say Joker, I mean. If you get the Joker, you have to pan something you really don't want to pan. And as we all know, I really wanted to pan something. Okay, it was kind of high in the deck, like maybe like 15 cards down, 10 cards down. There it is. I wasn't really even close to it at all. Avoided it again. It's now been 9 months of me avoiding that Joker, and I hope that continues before the end of the year. Knock on wood. Next month, I should have a couple rollouts. I think the blush and the lipstick, I should be able to reach those 10-use goal on them. And the other three are probably going to be with me for quite some time, and I am very excited about that. Love this bronzer. Love watching this pan get big. This highlights didn't even exist before. Now it's one of my favorite things to reach for. And finally, I'm going to have a pan on one of my newest and most fun palettes in my collection. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up before you leave. It does let YouTube know that you like my content, sends more people my way, which helps me out a lot. If you're new here and you liked me and you liked my content, please consider subscribing. Check out my other videos. I would love to have you around in my little makeup community. But I appreciate you all just for being here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world that this video finds you, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. But until then, take care. Bye.